Welcome back, guys. This is stage 3 of the old SD card creation process. So we're going to go into the normal maps today. Now I have sort of done a similar tutorial with the Wacom, but again this is going to be just another model that might be useful just to watch, pick up some extra tips and whatnot. And obviously it's all down to the practice. And if you don't have Quixel Suite, it's good to watch these videos, get it in your mind if you are planning on getting it, or if you're not, just might be fun to watch. You know, there's several programs that I love to watch tutorials, which I know for a fact I'm not going to get because I have not got the money for them. So we'll just get straight into it. So we will whack up the old Quixel Suite. Bloody Norton thing. I do need to restart my computer, but popping up. There we go. So now we got the Quixel Suite open. We can open up Endu, and actually I'll wait for that to do that first. Oh my days. I don't know why it does this. This is just a problem that I've only had, and I think it's just I must have done something to my computer. It keeps saying that I'm not registered, so what I have to do is I have to go activate. I then get an email from Quixel Suite saying, you know, someone else has tried to access your account. You know, do you wish to transfer your license? So then I have to deactivate my computer. So I've just done that. I'm on my other screen. I've just deactivated, activate, boom. It's like I just had to deactivate it, then activate it again, which is a bit annoying, but I'm glad it's only a 2-second job, to be honest. Otherwise that'd be a pain in the ass. Anyway, let's carry on. So we've got the label. We can drag that into the diffuse. So that's our colour. And we don't need this anymore. Goodbye SD layer. So we're going to make our way from bottom to top. So we'll start with the label. Where's that label? That actually does need to come into that folder. So then that's the label. Right, let's go to the indent then. So again, if you've watched my tutorials, you'll see you grab the selection, and then you grab a duplicate, put it on top, then do it. Because sometimes that layer disappears, and then you've lost your colour map. So it's like, oh, got to do it again. So I always create a duplicate, and then this time we can. It's already messed up on me, so I'll sort it out in a sec. We can call this light indent, and then leave that at that because that's going to be a mask. There we go. So we'll go onto our normal map. Click on our layer. That should come up with values to adjust. No problem, you just click on that, and basically it's going to use that to create a normal map on its own, which is nothing. It will turn up to nothing. But the options now appear, so then you can just delete that new layer, click on your old one, and then go back. So that's a little fix that I found myself. So we'll go indent or slant and then go down. And then just looking at the picture, I can see it's really minute, so we'll keep that to 1. That's perfect. And then we'll call this light indent. So take that off, and let's see what else we can do. We'll do the sticker now, so that's in the label. We'll duplicate that, move that to the top, call this label, and grab the selection of that, and again whack that into a normal map. And again, that's going to be so minute because obviously stickers do have some sort of depth to them. But even if it's the slightest, I'd still do it because if you're going to have a normal map, you might as well make the most of it. You know, I will zoom in a little bit on that. Maybe a bit too thick. I think that'd be fine, but I will just whack the contrast down a hell of a lot. So it's a gentle group, like gentle increase. That would be fine. I would have thought we can always come back and edit. This is the joys of Quixel Suite, and then we'll call this label. And then that, what's this? This is our mask. So I can bring those up to the top, both of those. Select both of them and whack them in a folder and call that masks. Then I hide that, but then I sort of hide the rest. So if I want to turn the mask on, they're all here. So make sure all the inside ones are turned on, but just the main one off. So yeah, we got that. That's fine. Take that off. Let's see what else we can do. Luckily, that's all flat now. That's just that one sticker. The indent on the bottom here. This is a good one to do. I've actually messed up my model here somehow. Because look, this is the bottom. This is the top. That is not how I wanted my model to be. Oh no, maybe I haven't. Ah, I don't think the UV's on that area. Did I not UV that? Eek, I forgot to UV that. No problem. Easy fix. Go onto the Y. Go back to our UV editor. And then what I could do is I'll just size that down. Oops, hit one. And then what I can do is I can just drag that over. I will just drag that in here, make it a bit bigger as well. And what I'll do, I'll keep clicking 3. Pop it in there because I know for a fact that when I come off of this now, it's still got that texture, but it looks rather big. Sorry, I am just gonna turn off the old checkerboard, and I think I'm gonna have to make that a lot bigger and then a lot smaller. So I'm just trying to match up the detail here. Oops. That will do, that's not a problem. So then what we can do now, I will rotate that and then put it up here, just so it doesn't get in the way of things. I should have noticed that when I did it, but there you go, it's sort of fixed. You can see the line, but when you zoom out, it's perfectly fine, so that's cool. Oh, blimey, I didn't save it. Ooh, SD card, best do that. Yes, nice student version. There we go, so that's cool. We can come back to our Photoshop file. So that is there, but yeah, we'll just kind of ignore that. We'll create a new shape, and it will be here. And looking at the reference, it starts just before the S and then ends just after the K. So let's start making a nice shape. So I will put it just side by side for now. Sorry if you can't see this, but you would be doing the same. So to about there, and it's about that thick. We'll change the colour just to go, I don't know, blue, just so it's easy to see. Luckily, it's already rounded for me, and if yours isn't, you can just go to your rounded edge and make sure the edges are rounded like so. So then we can rasterize that. Control click for selection. Actually, make sure it's in the right position first. Is that right position? Am I happy with? I've closed that bloody picture down now. Close that one. Yeah, just in between the two, so that's fine, that'll do. So click the selection and turn that to a normal map. Back on the old that, and then we can slant that down. Bring that in, and it is actually quite a soft. You know, it's not very sharp. I know it is a bit, but you can still. The outside is sharp, so is soft. So what we might be able to do is we might actually go to bevel and go stroke emboss, and then we'll turn that layer off below. Bring the size down a little bit, and then soften it. Oops, way too much soften. I think that'll look alright, to be honest. Looks good. It's sort of a lot sharper in the middle, and it's nice and soft on the outside. Just make sure that's all. Am I happy with that? Yeah, that's cool. So then we can grab up to the top, turn off the normal layer, call this, I don't know, lower indent, and copy that because I'll do that on the normal map as well. And drag that into the masks, so goodbye, and then turn that layer to lower indent. So that's looking cool so far. So that looks like the top's done. If I look back at the image, yep, indent, yep. That's cool. So now we're going to go to the back, which are these ones. Maybe I should have thought about this a bit more actually when I decided to plonk those textures on. I don't think that's probably the best thing to do. However, we will get through it. That's the whole point of the tutorials. So, don't like that last. Sorry, don't need the label. Don't like that one. What we will do. I'll just have a quick test. I'll grab these. Oops, first of all, I will duplicate them. Move them up, then selection. I'll see what these are like with an indent. Because obviously the colour's still going to be the same on it. So go down and bring them down a little bit, not too much. Whack up to 3. Yeah, it should be fine. I mean, the only way is to look at it, which we will do now actually. So it's very rough, but you know, I'm not going to do a tutorial and do all these complex normal maps when, you know, it's the first one. You gradually get to that. So this is SD card normal. And then what we can do is we'll whack the old legacy high quality viewport on, go to our attribute editor, Blinn 1, and go to bump mapping. So hopefully if you guys have been seeing my videos, you'll know now how to do this. File, use as tangent space normals, and then open that file and then import. So let's have a look. It's looking okay. I mean, we do need some ambient occlusion for this area, and we will get some ambient occlusion as well from the normal map, which we will do actually at the end of this tutorial once I've finished. So that's looking all fine. Yes, looking nice. The indent, the sticker, you can't really notice, but that's nice, but it's there. That's alright for a little asset, for a basic one anyway. Now let's look at this. That's a problem. I've still got the old stroke on there, so I need to actually come back and then resave the diffuse, because I removed that one, didn't I? Replace the diffuse, 24 bits, and come back into here, go to color and reload. So that's what our SD card now looks like, which, to be honest, I think I'll leave it there. I mean, it's not going to be a massively detailed, you know, obviously this is what normal maps do. I mean, you could in a way put normal maps on these areas just to bring them out a bit, but realistically, if you want that kind of detail, then you will go for mesh like this. But because this is just a short little tutorial, we're just going to leave that to a normal map, and I think that's alright. Nice little tutorial, getting a not a basic, but a little bit more complex shape going. Get some nice normal details in there and some nice colours. Righto, so what we'll do now is we'll create an ambient occlusion map. Now, again, it requires a Quixel suite. So if I just save this onto my SD card again, right, close that one down. What we need to do is we're going to use our normal map to create an ambient occlusion map. So we've already saved out our normal map. So what we're going to do is we're going to go File, Open, and then open the normal map separately. And this is something you might need to do a few times to get used to, because well, I just totally forgot. But here we go. We've got this, and what we can do is we can come up to our Quixel suite here, and instead of clicking this selection box, we can come up to this drop down menu and go Map Converter. Click that, and then here it says normal, cavity, height, and whatnot. We've got normal, and we'll want to transfer that to an AO. So click on AO and then activate dock. And then what they'll do is they'll take all these grooves, once it's done, it'll take all these grooves and then create an ambient occlusion map out of it. Yeah, which, as I mentioned in another tutorial, you got your normal map and your AO, so they're going to work together on this. I mean, this is purely just the normal map AO. Yeah, you can do a whole mesh AO if you wanted to, and I have done a tutorial on that. It's called Creating AO Maps with X Normals. And then you sort of get the ambient occlusion around here. So let's go back to viewport 2.0 and then whack on our ambient occlusion. So can you see the difference here around the edges with that ambient occlusion as I turn it on and off? That's sort of the AO that you'll get from, you know, the baking. But we're just going to get normal from our normal AO from our normal maps, right? So there we go, we got that. And what I do is I right click and I merge the group, because it's fine, I'm not exactly going to adjust it. And then click Control A, Control C to copy. Come over to our main folder and then just click Control V, and that pastes that on. So I click on this and rename that AO, and I usually drag that just above the diffuse. So turn off the normal map, and I will, because we're going to put this into Marmoset later on, and I'm going to do a tutorial on that. I probably would have already uploaded that tutorial before I'd done this, so that's fine. And then AO. I mean, what you can do is, it's always best for games to do your AO separately. However, if you really want to, to at least give it a little test, you can set your AO to multiply, and that removes the white. So if I now turn it on and off, you can see the AO. So then what we can do is we can file, save as, and then just save that as a diffuse. I mean, you could do this, put your AO onto the diffuse and then just have it as one, one texture sheet. So there we go, it's darkened it a bit now, so legacy, and that's what we get. So there's slight more shadows in here, it just creates a bit more depth to it and whatnot. There we go, but I usually just keep that normal and then just pop it in separately. So take that off. That is our normal map stage complete. And the next stage is going to be taking it into Marmoset, and we're going to create some spec and gloss maps from this as well. So that's going to be quite a simple tutorial. It's quite easy to use Marmoset, so it's going to get better from now on. So